Hey guys, this is Spearbreaker with Ozio Esports here. Um, Real quick, today what I wanted to just review was exactly what it says there on the screen, sieging with Baron. Um, if you watch my last video, I went over 4 steps that generally you can apply to every play, and it's priority, vision, reset until you can get your objective. And again, resetting means you either recall and go back to lane, or you just walk back to lane. So if you walk out of lane for vision or anything, and you just walk back to lane afterwards. A previous video, if you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It goes over those 4 steps in a very exaggerated manner, making it very easy to understand and see it. This next video is going to be, it's still a little exaggerated, so it's easier to see and understand what's happening, but it's also very important that you see these 4 steps in different states of the game. So the previous one we ran over was a early game play in diving bot lane. This one is a late game play in just sieging up once you have Baron, abusing Baron to successfully siege. So I've elected to use a video right here, Team Liquid versus Optic. This is week 3, day 2 of 2019, and it's a fairly simple video. I really like it. I think it highlights very easily how you can siege and ways to basically protect yourselves for the siege. So the very first thing before we get into it, I'm going to let you know basically the state of the game. As you can see, they have just collected Baron. They're about 6k gold up, and they have all 3 waves pushing currently. Top is pushing. You can see on the screen Sivir and Cassiopeia are going down mid lane, and on the bottom lane, Urgot is matching Sion currently. So the very first thing I want to do is, as I play this video, I want you guys to think of those 4 steps as we move through this, and I'll point them out as we go. So step 1, priority. We can see Impact has gotten priority on bottom side of the map, right? So using this priority, he is threatening the turret, threatening the objective, which Sion eventually just steps off of, and at the same time, the team who has achieved priority mid now and has the entire enemy team visible and answering the wave that they have put mid, they're now dropping vision in the enemy jungle. So you can see a control ward here. They're looking to sweep it. They're basically looking to protect bottom lane in their siege, trying to prevent any flank wards or anything like that. They don't spot out 3 wards from Optic, but that's just going to happen. They determined that they want to actually rotate Impact and put Kha'Zix's bot lane, and I want to just quickly talk about that. Reasons why you would do this is you want to use Baron as efficiently as possible. So you're trying to have all 3 waves Baroned up. And Kha'Zix is a great person to put bot lane in this situation because of his, 1, mobility. And at this point, he is 3-1-3. He's quite a bit of farm up over the enemy Gragas. He's very strong, essentially. There's almost nobody who can really match him bot lane as long as he is careful. And he's got stopwatch for Syndra if she were to match, things like that. So one-on-one, nobody can actually match this Kha'Zix currently. And then his mobility allows him to escape in the case that they do send more than 1, or if he feels threatened by 1. So they continue to shove the wave mid, and during this period of time, Doublelift moves top and starts to Baron up that wave. Smithy on Kha'Zix backs right out because they had 2 bottom for a tiny bit of time, so he just jumps right out. He doesn't even leave the chance that something might happen. And again, I'm going to take a step back. So they have priority mid. You can see all 4 champions on the enemy team, and you can see the 1 rotating bot lane. They know Ezreal is rotating thanks to this ward right here. which you can barely see on the screen. It's just above the mini map. So they see Ezreal rotating towards mid lane. So they see all 5 champions, which means that Core JJ is able to step back and successfully secure vision in the enemy topside jungle, which will allow them to more efficiently push these waves, knowing where the enemy is. So you'll see he's placed a control ward here. He moves up and he places just a simple ward, green ward, control ward, non-control ward, green ward there. And then through this vision, Doublelift is able to push forward. Now they lose vision of a couple and he steps back from the wave for a second. And during this period of time, Core JJ has made his way around and put a control ward into this brush. So as a kind of visual for you guys to see what the mini map as far as vision looks like, essentially, they have a control ward here at this point, a green ward here, and then they have a pink and green here and here. So key reason to have this specific setup is so they can rotate through properly to topside without getting spotted themselves on who they are sending. That way, the enemy team has less time to determine who should match. It makes it harder to defend turret, and at the same time, with this ward specifically, they're able to spot the gate, so they can prevent them from trying to walk through gate and look for anything cheeky from the side as far as flanks or anything. And same thing with this. This ward is set up so that they can basically prevent anything, or at least have vision of anybody coming through this gate, so they can be ready to step back. So getting back into it, Sivir had just shoved the wave into top, and it was getting answered. So he rotates down and out. Kha'Zix is still pushing bottom, baroning up the wave against Sion, and they start to siege the turret, knowing that Crown had gone up top to match the wave. They have 4 here, and Crown is the biggest threat as far as poke and range. So they take a sizable chunk, and then they move Impact top. Impact has Crown match, which means that they will now rotate everyone down while Crown goes to clear that wave. Impact goes ahead and threatens with Righteous Glory, as we can see, and because of this, knowing that Sion is bot lane and Syndra is currently top trying to clear the wave, in this tiny window that they created through their vision control, they're able to force the enemy back because they are scared of the 4v3 engage to this fight. So they don't overcommit, they just get the turret, and then they begin to focus down the inhibitor. So you can see Doublelift looks to position himself opposite of the Syndra where possible. And now that he uses Spell Shield, he steps back. All the while, Kha'Zix still threatening the bot lane. Sion is unable to really do much about it. He gets forced back, pops his Righteous Glory, so he loses a lot of threat here. Now the enemy team has rotated to the opposite side, where they start to siege top. Baron is about to go out right now, but just in this small Baron window, 3 minutes, they've managed to get a 3,600 gold lead because of their ability to properly maneuver around all 3 waves. So that's sieging with Baron, and again, to kind of reiterate those steps that we went through. Step back up slightly more. So be here. This is the window. So as Doublelift goes, as they get priority here, just the first step, Core JJ rotates out to set up vision in the enemy jungle to prevent flanking, make it easier for them to maneuver through the jungle without getting spotted, as well as make it so that their rotations and their play is safer. It's essentially a more secure play. So continuing he gets those specific wards, which we can see here. These wards are all that get laid out, and all the while double lift through the vision control that they have and the vision that they have on the enemy who's trying to match the priority wave, they're able to secure top turret. And then using these control wards and the ward on bot side, they're able to spot the gate on both sides, make sure the enemy team can't look for any rotations that are cheeky from the side that might be a flank or anything, as essentially they've reached the point where they are unable to deal with the siege. So they need their best chance is to look for something from the side or a flank. Again, they finally commit to the play, and by commit, I mean they force the enemy team back and they secure the objective. Committing does not require that you go for kills. And that is sieging with Baron. Again, priority, vision, reset, and objective. I'll be continuing to release videos like this, looking towards those 4 steps generally, and applying those to lots of what we see, and hopefully help you guys see a little bit better how to play the game.